Tonight, we will be covering the protests that continue to occur on Auburn's campus and where the current Auburn provost will be taking a presidency position. Then, we take a look at the Auburn's Foundation's new staff members and the COVID pill that is producing results. Finally, the Biden administration gets a legislation win, and we will reveal this week's Lee County Humane Society Pet of the Week. All that and more coming up on Eagle Eye News at 6. Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Jakai Spikes.
And I'm Heesun Yoon. This week, the Auburn COVID Resource Center reported 9 confirmed positive cases of COVID-19 on the Auburn University campus for the week of November 1st. This is one greater than the week prior and demonstrates consistency in the university's low COVID numbers. In addition, 391 tests were taken on campus with 0 returning positive. This is the first positivity rate of 0% stemming from tests taken on campus that Auburn University has had since the summer. This means that the 9 reported cases were self-reports from tests taken off campus.
The National Pan-Hellenic Council Legacy Plaza groundbreaking will be held on Friday, November 12th at 2 p.m. It honors the council members' organizations as well as celebrates African American culture at Auburn University. The first physical landmark for any African American student organization at Auburn, the plaza will include a marker for each of the 9 African American Greek organizations, as well as a commemorative marker explaining the plaza's representation and giving recognition to the donors who made the project possible. The plaza is set to be erected in front of the new academic classroom and laboratory complex at some point in 2022.
Protests on Toomer's Corner continue as Auburn students and employees oppose the Biden administration's vaccination mandate for federal employees and employees of federal contractors. The first protest occurred on October 26th at Toomer's Corner, and there has been no stop since. The newly extended January 18th deadline to be completely vaccinated or face termination is fast approaching. Governor Kay Ivey and Attorney General Steve Marshall have issued an executive order and filed a lawsuit against the Biden administration, respectively. Both look to challenge the mandate. For updates regarding the mandate protests and lawsuit, follow eagleeyeauburn.com.
This past week at the Jay and Suji Gouge Performing Arts Center, 6 student finalists took part in Auburn University's semi-annual public speaking competition, Auburn Speaks. The competition takes place every semester, and the last competition found 1,800 students competing for the top 6 spots. The finalists were required to deliver a 4 to 6 minute speech on any informative topic of their own choosing before a group of judges selected the winner. Isabel Zakara's speech on things you see on a Jumbotron ultimately earned her the $4,300 Philip Lutzenkirchen Excellence in Public Speaking Award. Gracie Bronco and Juliet Canizo's speech on how a bill is passed through Congress and septoplasty earned them 2nd and 3rd place, respectively. Now, when we return from this short break, Auburn University's provost is taking a presidency position at another Southern university, and the Auburn Foundation added 3 new members to its team. You're watching Eagle Eye News at 6.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. Auburn University announced yesterday that the current provost of the university, Bill Hardgrave, had been elected the new president of the University of Memphis. Hardgrave has been at Auburn for more than 10 years as the dean of the College of Business and then provost and senior vice president of academic affairs. The Memphis Board of Trustees voted unanimously on Hardgrave's approval as their next president after more than 90 candidates were considered. The current president of the University of Memphis, David Rudd, will leave his position by May of 2022 when Hardgrave will begin.
This week, Alabama Governor Kay Ivey participated in the unveiling of 2 new bronze busts of influential women in Alabama history. The busts are of Patty Ruffner Jacobs, a leading women's suffrage activist in the 1910s, and Amelia Boynton Robinson, a leader in the African American community in Selma and a key figure behind the Selma to Montgomery March. Ruffner Jacobs and Boynton Robinson are the first women to be depicted in the Alabama Department of Archives and History's Statuary Hall.
It's that time again. It's time to get involved. Involvement Ambassador Travis Harrison is here with our weekly involvement update to give you the scoop on all the activities and events you can get involved with on campus this week.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Travis Harrison with the Office of Student Involvement. I can't wait to talk about all the things we got going on in Auburn this week. First up, on Monday from 4:45 to 7 p.m. in Mel 2550, the Office of Inclusion and Diversity is having their Tiger Excellence Scholarship Program Success Seminar, Celebrity Leadership Night. This success seminar will involve educational sessions focused on using celebrities as case studies for leadership through a diversity, equity, and inclusion lens. It'll be a great opportunity for you to learn about leadership, and it'll be led by peer instructors. On Wednesday from 5 to 6 in the Haley Center, room 2116, the Involvement Ambassadors are going to be holding our Constitutional Writing Workshop. This is a great opportunity for all organization leaders to draft, update, and revise their organization's constitution and bylaws. In addition to current leaders, it is extremely helpful for anyone who's looking to start their own organization as well. The final thing we're going to talk about this week is The Circle. The Circle is Auburn's literary and art magazine. Circle staff members will be tabling on the Haley Concourse from Monday till Friday from 10 to 2. They'll be distributing the most recent edition of the magazine to faculty and students. The magazine is free to everyone, and it showcases work from Auburn students, so be sure to go and get your copy. As always, check out AU Involved to make sure that you know about all the dozen of other events that are coming up. But other than that, that is the last involvement update of the semester, so thank you all, and War Eagle. How's it going, everyone?
Educational resource that contains a variety of worksheets and handouts on numerous writing-focused topics. The OER contains resources to help anyone with topics such as editing, proofreading, literature reviews, and more, while containing extensive resources on e-portfolios. The OER was a product of collaboration amongst the University Writing Department, the Office of the Provost Communication and Marketing Team, and the Office of Communications and Marketing that spanned over multiple years. In addition to this implementation, University Writing Graduate Program Assistant Catherine Brown, along with University Writing Graduate Program Assistants Hisan Yoon and Mark Smith, who worked heavily on the production of the OER, plan to present their achievement during the 2022 Global Society for Online Literacy Educators Conference to highlight how the OER process allows them to be an active participants in the ongoing discussion of educational equity. For more information about the OER, visit our website eagleeyeauburn.com and search Open Educational Resource.
The Auburn University Foundation announced this week the appointment of 3 new directors, Nicole Falk, Ken Henderson, and Greg Winchester. The foundation receives and manages all charitable contributions made in support of Auburn University and Auburn University in Montgomery. The Senior Vice President for Advancement and President of the foundation, John Morris, stated that adding Falk, Henderson, and Winchester to the team brings significant experience, insights, and a high level of commitment to serve Auburn University to the Auburn Foundation. When we come back, an anti-COVID pill is proving to have success, and the Biden administration passed a long sought-after legislation. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
We return now to Eagle Eye News at 6. U.S. inflation has hit a 30-year high as prices for everything, including gas, continues to rise. It comes as AAA expects more than 53 million people to travel for Thanksgiving this upcoming year. That's despite gas prices hitting a 7-year highs. And those soaring gas prices have President Biden under pressure from his own party to do something. In today's Consumer Watch, we have a look at what can be done to provide some relief at the pump.
Tackling gas prices as the cost continues to tick up.
Gasoline prices in the United States really reflect global market conditions, and today the oil market is pretty tight.
Pressure is mounting on the White House to take action as a new AAA report anticipates 48 million people will hit the road this Thanksgiving. That's close to pre-pandemic numbers, and despite gas prices hitting a 7-year high.
No matter how much gasoline prices are, people are still going to take that trip.
AAA blaming low supply and demand for the price hikes and saying oil-producing nations are constraining supply to try to recoup pandemic losses.
OPEC does not want to ramp up production too much in case there is a sudden economic downturn, because COVID could still come back this winter.
Meanwhile, a group of Senate Democrats are calling on President Biden to take action. In a letter, the 11 senators urging Biden to consider releasing barrels from the nation's emergency oil reserves, or even taking the more extreme step of banning oil exports. Some industry experts are skeptical, saying the impact may only be temporary.
That could have, maybe a short-term impact on the oil market and on gasoline prices, but probably not much.
They say the best course of action is to wait for supply to catch up to demand.
Inventories could actually start to grow by the first quarter of next year. So it's really kind of just a matter of getting through maybe a tighter winter before some relief.
For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Pfizer says this week that it plans to submit data on a new pill. The company says it significantly reduces risk of hospitalization and death from COVID-19 by almost 90% in high-risk adults. And there's a new timeline on when children under 5 may be eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. This and more in today's Health Minute.
It's an experimental pill that Pfizer's preliminary data found reduces the risk of hospitalization or death from COVID-19 by 89% if patients take the pill soon enough. That data has not yet been peer-reviewed or published, but the company will seek FDA authorization.
We plan to submit as soon as possible. Hopefully, we will submit before Thanksgiving.
Pfizer says the pill is designed to stop the virus from multiplying. It would be used alongside another known antiviral drug and offered to high-risk patients who would take the treatment at home before they get sick enough to go to the hospital. That was easy. Meanwhile, more shots are going into little arms after the recent authorization of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine for kids ages 5 to 11. And in a matter of months, the youngest Americans could also be eligible for vaccination.
The trials for kids under 5 have been underway, and we anticipate that in early 2022 is when we may see a vaccine available for kids in that range.
Of the 3 companies with authorized COVID-19 vaccines in the U.S., Pfizer is furthest along in testing shots for children under the age of 5. Moderna is studying its vaccine in children younger than 12, and Johnson & Johnson has planned trials in those younger ages but hasn't started yet.
I'll tell you, I can't wait for it. That's going to be an important day for us as well.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Last week, the Biden administration finally found the win that they had been seeking for a very long time. President Biden's infrastructure spending bill was passed in a diminished form when compared to its original proposal as a now $1 trillion infrastructure package. This bill was the center of a months-long battle between members of the progressive and moderate sides of the Democratic Party. The 3 largest areas of funding covered by the bill are the Roads and Bridges of America, electric grid, and passenger and freight railing. Those 3 sections account for around 25% of the infrastructure spending bill. When we return, Eagle Eye's Michaela Kelly has an Auburn sports update you will not want to miss. Stay tuned.
War Eagle, and welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Michaela Kelly, here with everything you need to know this week in Auburn athletics. In an unusual contest that featured no offensive touchdowns, the number 12 Auburn Tigers suffered a tough loss to the number 13 Texas A&M Aggies this past Saturday in College Station, with a final score of 20-3. The Tigers' defense played well throughout the game and was critical in the red zone. In the first half, they prevented the Aggies from converting on all 6 third downs, holding them to 3-3 at halftime. However, the offense struggled to put points on the board. Auburn football dropped to 17 on the college football playoff rankings. Their record now stands at 6-3 overall this season and 3-2 in the SEC. Auburn is entering this week as the favorite to win and hopes to bounce back this Saturday when they play the unranked Mississippi State Bulldogs in Jordan-Hare. The game has a kickoff time of 11 a.m. Central Time and can be watched on ESPN. In better news, Auburn men's basketball kicked off their regular season with a 77-54 win over Morehead State with a packed Auburn Arena this past Tuesday. The Eastern Kentucky transfer point guard Wendell Green Jr. was the leading scorer for the Tigers with 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and no turnovers. Freshman Jabari Smith did not disappoint in his debut at Auburn, leading in rebounds and steals, and finished the night with 8 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals. Auburn is back in the jungle this Friday night with a 7 p.m. game against University of Louisiana Monroe and can be streamed on SEC Network Plus. Following a tough loss in the SEC semifinals against the Arkansas Razorbacks, Auburn women's soccer was seeded 4th in the NCAA tournament selection. They will host in-state foe Samford in the first round of the tournament at 5 p.m. this Friday at the Auburn Soccer Complex and will be streamed on ESPN+. That is all we have for you this week in Auburn Athletics. Make sure to stay up to date on all the latest sports news by checking out our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and by following our Twitter at EETV_sports. I'm Michaela Kelly, and you are watching Eagle Eye News at 6. We will be right back.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. Today may be Thursday, but it's National Sundae Day. November 11th is the day we can all get together and celebrate frozen treats that have been enjoyed since 1881, when Ed Berners is known to have invented the first ice cream sundae in Two Rivers, Wisconsin. Though the story may be disputed, Berners was known to sell the chocolate syrup-covered treat for just a nickel, originally on Sundays, but later every day. So grab some ice cream, chocolate syrup, and any other sweet treats you can find to top your dessert and relax on this honorary Sunday.
With Christmas just around the corner, the city of Opelika has partnered up with many local businesses and organizations to bring some holiday cheer, as well as present their 2021 holiday events lineup titled Opelika's Very Merry Christmas. The lineup will kick off on November the 14th at noon and last all the way through the month of December. The list of fun holiday events include a drive-through nativity scene, the Christmas parade, the reindeer experience, a Victorian front row tour, and many other activities that are sure to bring you some Yuletide of joy.
Come on, Eileen. Our new pet of the week, Eileen, has been with the Lee County Humane Society for over 2 months, and she's been in foster care for practically the entire time. This pretty kitty has come out of her shell so much since arriving at the shelter, and she'd love a home where she can curl up on a soft blanket and nap the afternoons away. She's currently living with other cats and dogs in the foster home and would do well with almost anybody. Eileen is 1 year old, spayed, vaccinated, and microchipped. She's FIV negative, and her adoption fee is $100. Apply online for her today. We're out of time, but for more Auburn news, head over to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and check out our social media pages. I'm Hee-Sun Yoon.
And I'm Jakai Spikes. Be sure to tune in on Monday at 6 for more Eagle Eye News. For now, thank you so much for watching, and War Eagle.